MMA Boxing Talk here, coming at you with another video. Just want to put out a quick video talking about Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor rematch, supposedly at 200. Nothing's official. They have a verbal agreement. Everything's pointing towards that fight being made for UFC 200. Now, it's a like I said, it's not official. So the word was originally that the rematch was gonna be at 170. Earlier this week, Conor McGregor, he said that he wants all the he wants all the same. He wants everything the same as the original fight. He wants all the circumstances, all the everything about it. So that means he wants to fight at 170 again for the rematch. Nate Diaz, I think it was today or yesterday, just came out saying he only wants to fight at 155. And that's where it makes sense, right? Because Nate Diaz is a natural 155er. He's only had 4 fights at welterweight, at 170, plus the McGregor one, but McGregor's not a natural 170. So he really only has 4 fights at welterweight, and every other fight is at 155 at lightweight. So obviously Nate Diaz is a natural 155er. He fights best at that division. Conor McGregor is a huge 145er. He's too big for that division. The weight cut is very, very difficult for him. Even though I'd love to see him go back and defend that title, the Frankie Edgar fight everyone wants to see. But Conor McGregor's natural division, natural weight class is 155 as well. So it makes sense. Nate Diaz wants to fight there. He doesn't want Conor McGregor to have any excuses, right? See, if the fight's at 170 and Conor loses, well, he was going up 2 divisions once again. And, he's fighting a guy that he lost to. So the UFC, they if Conor were to lose and the fight's at 170, the UFC can turn around and, spin it where, well, he lost 2 super fights against a guy 2 weight classes above at a weight, at 170. And McGregor fights at 145. So they could spin it off that way. But, the fight really should be at 155. I put out a video a couple days back. The reason why Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz will be at 170, and it's because, if Conor loses at 170, the UFC, and I'm not saying I'm a fan of this, I'm not saying I like this, I think, all fighters should be treated fairly, but, and obviously, of course, the money makers, the guys that, make a huge buzz, obviously they're going to get paid more, and they're going to get, a little more favoritism towards them, but, to a certain extent, right? So, I hope this rematch is at 155, and then that way, obviously Nate Diaz, that's why he's saying that, he wants it at 155, because, if he loses, then there's no excuse for McGregor, because he's only going up 1 division, and the real fans, the real true hardcore fans know that Conor McGregor is a natural 155er, so there'd be no excuse, and Conor McGregor would lose to a 155 contender. So of course he's not, if he loses that rematch at 155, let's presume, well then he can't, turn around and have that RDA fight for the 155 against the 155 pound champion. It just doesn't make sense. So that's why the UFC and Conor, want it at 170. I respect Conor for wanting it at 170. He wants all the same terms as the original one, as the original fight. And I don't even know if it would benefit him to fight at 170. I would say obviously no. He has too much muscle mass to carry around. It zaps his stamina. And it's it's just proof in their first fight. I mean, he went for the kill in the first fight. He blew his load, and he was dead tired. At the end of the first round, more into the second round. Obviously, in the rematch, even if it would be at 170, Conor McGregor would probably have a better game plan, be a little smarter, not go for the kill, go for the finish in the first round. And, if it's at 155, well, Nate Diaz is that much quicker. He's that much quicker with moving and dodging punches and just his hand speed, and but Conor McGregor would be as well. And but it would be interesting. I think if that fight does get made, it has to be at 155. So it's really interesting. But yeah, check out the video on why the fight is at 170. But I don't know if it's going to be at 170. Nate Diaz is he's not dumb, and he's gonna stand firm, and the fight will end up being at 155. That's my opinion. Because if not, I don't think Nate Diaz will take the fight. Or he'll demand that much more money. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I just want to put a little video talking about this. And also anyone that watched the video and why the fight would be at 170. I definitely don't agree with that, but I just wanted to put out a video, talking about why the UFC is doing that and their angle. It's financially smart. But anyway, if you like the video, subscribe. That's it for this one. MMA Boxing Talk. Peace.